Hello, besties. Welcome to Martinez with Eddie, your ultimate destination for everything Bravo. Join me as we spill the tea, dissect the drama, and uncork the juiciest gossips from your favorite reality TV show. And I know if you guys know, I do get a lot of messages saying, stop saying you're from Jersey because you have a Spanish accent. I say, yes, but I moved to Jersey when I was 13. So, yes, I'm from Jersey, so deal with it. So, when it comes down to Bravo, one of my favorite franchises, obviously, is New Jersey. And this season was so explosive, dramatic, just to say the least, that I needed friends to come here to help me go over all this drama and, get a little messy tonight. So I invited my friends Elle and Peter from Hot Topics podcast, which hope you are listening because it's really hot, 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 and with great, great, great guests. Trust me, you don't want to miss their podcast. But here they are, Elle and Peter.
Hi,
Hey
hi,
guys.
hi,
Hello. I'm so excited you guys are here. We had
Thank
so
you for
much to
having
talk
us.
about.
Thank you so much. I feel like this has been a long time coming since we were all at Bravo and Blaze's event right before BravoCon.
Yes. Yes,
So,
a little story. Yeah, Peter and I, we've been chatting for a very long time on Instagram. We always kind of like comment on each other's podcast. Post. But Peter
Mm-hmm.
and I got to meet in person last BravoCon at Jenny Blaze's event.
Oh, all of y'all was
yeah,
hanging out without me. Got it.
He was cheating on
you
you.
were
He was cheating
invited.
on you.
I know I wasn't invited. I wasn't a cool kid then. It's okay.
We
Just
weren't even work married yet.
no, we weren't. I think at BravoCon, I had just started kind of like starting to take off. And so it was
Yeah.
I had a vacation plan. And so when I had that video that kind of went viral, it was like, oh, are you going to BravoCon? Are you going to BravoCon? And I was like, child, Beyonce just dropped. I gotta save my coins.
And here we are with Beyonce tickets.
Yes, ma'am.
where what we would I know this is off topic. Where are you going to see Beyonce?
I'm going in
I'm
Atlanta.
Going
She's
to
going to Atlanta
Atlanta?
and I'm going in Foxborough, so Boston.
I'm going in Jersey. I'm so excited.
At the
Oh my
Met. Oh my
god.
At the
God.
Met. Yes, yes.
My old
I,
apartment used to like my view was the Met Life. And so when Beyonce came that last time, when Taylor Swift came that last time, we could hear the concert from our balcony.
Oh
oh,
my
you just
So
get a
it
god.
was
little
a
glass of
million
wine,
dollars.
sit outside.
And that's what you get for
Oh,
$1 million in
free.
Jersey a month.
Yeah. That's
So, you
hilarious.
guys, let's start with Jersey from the beginning this season. We start pretty much with what is supposed to be Teresa's happy season, but we know that doesn't go as planned. Um, what do you guys think of the season as a whole? Like, what do you think was one moment that you can kind of remember and say, you know what, this was kind of like the moment where you know that this season was going to be explosive?
I mean, does it ever go as planned?
I remember starting this season thinking like, okay, this is the runoff from next season. And that's not any of the ladies' fault. I think that we've just reached this part where it's like reality and entertainment have officially hit the same wall. It's like we can't keep talking about this same thing and calling it
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It got really dark this season, I feel like, and obviously we've seen the ups and the downs of, the family dynamic, but it was kind of sad to see, it go the way it did because I feel like deep down, no matter what team you're on or whatever, we are rooting for them. I feel like at our core to be in a good place.
I feel
Yes.
like this season though gave us the most real version of what in-law drama might look like, right? In the past season, like you got to think, we didn't see Teresa flip any tables this season. We didn't really see the
Right.
things that we label as explosive. What we saw was both sides say, I'm done.
Done.
Like,
Yes.
I'm not trying to whatever. I'm not trying to, you don't want to invite the people, you don't, whatever. Like, I'm done. Here's the thing. And I feel like this, if I'll say this, I feel like if they had given us this 3 seasons ago, I would have said, okay, I'm interested in seeing where both of their stories go. But because Bravo drove this out to the end, I'm like, child, good luck and get rigs.
No, it's crazy how when you first think about this season, it started with Dolores having an argument with Jen. You thought that that was going to be one of like the biggest like downfall of a friendship, and that only
Yeah.
lasts like what 2 episodes because the other drama was way too powerful to like ignore.
It's crazy because that seemed like it was going to be such a huge thing, and they were able to squash it like relatively well and relatively quickly that I didn't even think was even possible to do on Real Housewives of New Jersey. So I mean, they were able to like take this huge argument that they had, and they literally met for what, lunch, and
Like,
then they were
it.
just done with it.
And
Yeah,
it was a
like
big
real
thing.
grown
Dolores was
shit.
like, you know where I'm from? I'm from Patterson, right? And you know, once the city started getting shouted out, we about to take off the earrings.
Yeah.
So the fact that they were able to like reel it back in and like have a good time. I think Dolores had a really, really good season this year. She gave us, we got the drama from her, but then she gave us the real life. She kind of let us into the Pauly Frankie situation of it all. She hosted the trip. So this was a good season for her. Whereas like episode 2, we was like, oh, excuse me, are we about to get ratchet?
Dolo was about to come out.
Dolo.
Yeah, Dolo. Yeah, you know, like you said, like when you know when she says Patterson is coming out, it's coming out to play.
Yeah.
No, and Jennifer also was really quick to like forget about all this stuff, and I still believe that there is a side of me that think that the drama between Dolores and Jennifer wasn't gonna last because they wanted Teresa to be happy for her wedding because both of them are really good friends with Teresa. Like, yes, people keep saying it could be manufactured or whatever, but Dolores has 30 plus years of friendship with Teresa. And Jennifer, since the moment that she joined the show, she became somebody very close to her too as well. So I can understand how they managed to do that. I mean, I think if this was in a different situation, this fight would have lasted the whole season, like a puppy gate.
Sure. If it was anybody else, it was over.
Jen is a great housewife, though. Like, I wasn't completely sold on Jennifer Aiden her first season, like halfway through, but she really came through as like a top tier housewife. Like, I interviewed her. She was the first guest actually on our podcast right before Elle came on, and she was like a great interview. And I didn't realize how many moments she's had on the show, like since she's been on it for a short amount of time compared to the other ladies. So it's so crazy to me to like see that she has really come into her own and like, is owning a lot of her stuff and is willing to move on from it and grow. And her moment with Dolores definitely showed that.
As a housewife, I feel like Jennifer Aiden is a great pot stirrer, right? Like we have the housewives and everybody has their own archetype and you can see it across different franchises. Jennifer Aiden does a really good job. Danielle, case in point, right? Everybody's mad at Danielle. Good. We're talking about Danielle and Marge, and nobody's talking about the fact that Danielle wouldn't notice if Jennifer didn't tell her. we're not talking about that. We're talking about Danielle. Danielle's screaming down like, "Ah, Marge," and Jennifer's like, I wouldn't do it. Like she's really, really good at that.
But Danielle's also prime new housewife. Like she gave us like from the one-liners to like the looks to like the drama to like the funny stuff. Like she gave us what took a couple housewives a few seasons to give us.
Yes, especially her personality. Like she is a reality TV star. Like she knows what she's doing. She understands reality TV too. She knows how to produce herself enough to still be authentic to who she is, but to be able to translate that into the TV, because it's different. I said it before in a previous podcast. Like some people might be funny in real life, some people might be smart and quirky, whatever. But you put a camera in front of them, and all that stuff goes away immediately. For some reason, it doesn't translate. But Danielle has that, and that's Staten Island accent, and that loud, glitzy, bougie. I love that. That is so Jersey. It makes me so happy.
Jersey. It's so Jersey. And I didn't think I'm normally like I want to see you season 2 type of girl. I don't like to say that I like them from the beginning because I feel like my track record, when I say, oh, I like them from the beginning, they always disappoint me. Like, it's something always happens. Like me, I was Erica Jane from the moment she stepped on that screen, and then we ended up where we ended up. So I hate saying that, but Danielle ate.
Well, look at Diana. I remember how I've known Diana's fiance boyfriend. I knew him for a very long time when I interned at Warner Brothers back in his like boy band days. So I had been following their story together, and Diana was a big disappointment for a housewife. Like, she embodied the whole package of, she was beautiful, she has a great business, she's traveled the world, she like has
money.
an accent, she's money, and she was like a dud. Like, it didn't work. It didn't translate.
I think her problem was, though, that she came on the show with an agenda without being part of the agenda. Meaning, like, Lisa Rinna fed her this idea that Sutton was a really bad person, and she went after Sutton from the moment that she stepped into the scene without even met the women. And like, you came in too hard. You didn't allow the people to get to know you, and you didn't allow the cast to get to know you. So it was a flop. And on the other hand, we had Danielle, who came on the show. Yes, she started to pick sides halfway through it, but she was able to, be able to like be with the same women in the same place. Have her point of view, her opinion, call Rachel a rat, and then be kicking with her in another place. That's what I like about her.
No, it was good, but I think with Diana as well, Diana had ulterior motives across the board, right? Diana came in like, oh, I can sell this Nouveau water. From the first scene we saw Diana, we saw the Nouveau water placements
everywhere.
Man, this is supposed to be a peek behind the gate, behind, like on a regular Monday, that Nouveau not sitting right there. Girl, get that off the camera. We're gonna buy it off your Instagram. She came in trying to sell us Asher. Like, ma'am, we don't want to know none of that. Like, walk me through the decision to be a mom post-forth. Like,
and then it was, and then she went after Garcelle, which was also a big no-no. So it's like, I don't know what she was thinking there.
And that was a big no-no.
Yeah. Like, girl, like I feel like she gave her like, we can not give you buck. Like Garcelle was not the one. Yeah, Garcelle reminded her real quick. Like, this is not.
I don't know how Garcelle didn't call her. If I was on Beverly Hills at some point during the season, I'd have been like, "You lint liquor."
Oh my gosh! Talking about newbies, we talked about Danielle. How you guys felt about Rachel as a full-time and Fessler as a friend of?
Love Fessler as a friend of. I don't know that other girl you just spoke of.
I'm just kidding. No. So Elle and I joke about this all the time. I don't think that we really got to get to know Rachel enough, like besides a little because she tried. Because as you know, she was a fan of the show. Everybody said they found the receipts online. She was a big Housewives fan. No shade.
Over 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, like, ma'am. So cringe, but she came in she did her homework, I guess, and she was like, I'm gonna go in and do this. Like, was the adoption story enough to like make me remember or notice if she didn't come back next season? Probably not, but she tried. She gave us that moment with Danielle, which kind of ended up in Danielle's favor because she gave us like housewife, so I don't know, but Fessler, I agree. Elle and I talk about this all the time. She was good, like, for what she gave, but she's definitely a better friend of. I wouldn't mind them swapping Rachel with Jackie and bringing Jackie back, just because poor Jackie fought for that camera time this season.
She fought for that, but I say promote Fessler.
Yeah,
promote
Rachel, Fessler.
Yes, make Fess. They don't hold anything, so give her glass of red wine and Coke, whatever they hold in Jersey.
Meatball. I always say they hold a meatball.
I had said to Elle, I just noticed they don't hold anything. Jersey's the only franchise.
And I can't stand that, but also it's like everybody else is specific to their state thing. Off topic. Anyway, promote Fessler. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to let Rachel go, but she came and she did what she was supposed to. She was team Melissa and Marge.
Ooh, not even a friend of?
No, ma'am. She has to go. She has to go home. We respect her for her service, though.
Okay,
it was. And then we're going to make Jackie the friend of. Jackie still remains friend of, but
no.
Yeah,
Poor Jackie.
I agree,
Jackie
Elle.
really
I
wanted
agree.
that camera time. Jackie
And
really
I
wanted.
love Jackie though, but I feel like she has to earn it. This last
Yeah.
season did not earn her getting her non-holding anything back. So I would like to see her as
Yeah.
a friend of one more time, see if it can give, and then we'll make the decision.
I agree
Executive
though.
producer.
I feel like Jackie is the type of person that you just want to have as a friend of. In general, though, I don't find her as entertaining. I mean,
No.
she probably has the money
Mhm.
and she is a very beautiful woman. She has a extremely handsome husband, so she has many
He's so funny.
qualities to
Evan,
be a
yeah.
housewife.
Can we just make
But
Evan a housewife?
And I would party with Jackie, and I think that that's kind of like my line. Like I know it's TV, I know it's entertainment, but I want a character that makes me feel like I want to be friends with them. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
Yeah.
yeah,
No, that
Like,
makes
totally.
sense.
I don't feel even like I know Rachel enough to even want to be friends with her. At least Jackie gave us, we know their college history, we know her ED history or whatever. It's like, even if it was real life, I'd be like, wait, why am I friends with Rachel now?
So then what do we so we're producers.
Free
and
tiles, free
What
tiles.
do we do with Marge?
I need some of them tiles though, for
The
sure.
tiles?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know the story.
The tiles?
I mean,
You don't
yeah.
know this story?
Of what? On the show?
So allegedly,
Allegedly.
We're not about to get
Fuda
to.
is Rachel's husband's mother's last name. He wasn't going by Fuda until they signed up for the show, and she wanted, because Fuda Tile Company, she wanted the stuff behind it. But that's not his last name. His dad's last name is something different. So which means her last name should be something different.
I mean, if she can get us
Yes.
that Calcutta gold for a good price, I'm
No,
all
you
for
know what I'm
it.
saying? I call her whatever she want for the right
Yeah.
price per square foot.
Mrs. Fuda.
And allegedly, to add to the to the gossip, we're gossiping here. So allegedly, the way that she made her way into the show was because she
I
gave
don't know this.
Yeah.
somebody free tiles for some construction stuff.
Goodbye, Eddie. What? What?
That's the tea.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
tiles aren't cheap, especially after COVID. So
They not, especially if you're trying to put the heating up under them. I'll take
Yeah,
a discount
no.
too.
Yeah, like, what kind of
you
are
want
we
to
talking
find
like?
up? Okay, cool. Come on.
We talking like whole slabs of marble, or are we talking like? Because then she could stay if she's giving out
I
marble.
think
like,
I
I'm here
think
for
it might be just those like subway tile for the kitchen.
Yeah, they're like flooring tiles, subway tiles, stuff like that. Your backsplash, your
Yeah,
marble
not a
floors, like your herringbone patterns.
Okay, a backsplash equals Fred Dove. That's not gonna get you. If I get like fresh slabs of marble, she could be a housewife. If we're just talking backsplash, she can be a Fred Dove.
If you can provide my kitchen island, I'll let you be a house.
Yeah, like what are we talking here? Like, do you know what I mean? Is
It
it gonna
better be-
have the little vacuums underneath when things? fall
it
on the
needs to be
floor?
waterfall
Yeah.
island, because I don't want none of that like ending on a peninsula. I want the
No.
waterfall island to be able to get a full-time housewife position. I don't want none of that
Yeah.
peninsula stuff.
Nope, not
Yeah,
at all.
no. I know we're talking tile. Yeah, she could stay though. She could stay.
Now that I know that.
I agree. I honestly believe that that the new girls definitely brought something different to the show, brought some new like fresh air to some new oxygen needed for that franchise, because it was getting a little stale. It still feels like it needs some tweaking to move forward into like
Yeah.
a new like phase, because I don't want it to happen like New York. And I feel like a lot of those franchises that have been on Bravo for a long time are getting to that point where it need that to make viewers interested again. I know people out there are not so like happy and excited for the whole New York reboot. I personally am, because
Yeah.
it represents New York more like currently New York is. And I'm
Right.
afraid that Jersey is heading towards that way if there's no like a change of the tone of the show.
Well, the pause happened like last minute because when we were with Teresa in Boston, we interviewed
You know
her for the
Teresa
show.
Giudice, right?
You know Teresa
Oh,
Giudice?
yeah.
Tree. So So when we interviewed her, and then she invited us to the show in Boston. So we did a quick thing with her there too. And when my fiance and I were talking to Louis, we were talking about Greece because she told me how she wants. She said, "Oh, I didn't know you were Greek. I want to go to Greece. I love going to Greece." So she was like, "Okay." So we're talking about that. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to go to Greece this summer because the filming
It's the way
starts
that you sound like both
on
of
June
them for
1st."
me.
Thank you. And I was like, "Oh, you guys should go this summer." And he was like, "We can't because filming starts on the 1st of June." And then,
Yeah.
so they were originally going to, I guess, film them, unless he had the dates wrong. But that's what we were told. And then shortly after, because that was a few weeks ago, was it a month ago now? A couple weeks ago?
April
It's been a couple of
26th.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they announced there was like the rumors of the hiatus, but then again, Beverly Hills did the same thing, and they're looking like they're gonna have a good season. So
Well, what happened also was like based on what I heard and know from sources,
The
is that they
streets.
were
That's what we call
the
them.
what?
That's what we know
the
from the
streets.
streets.
The streets. What I heard the streets of Jersey is that they were supposed to start filming midsummer, like July. That's what I heard the first time. Then something happened, scrambled the production around to see what was happening, and they pushed it to the fall to have a fall holiday season, which I find more entertaining in Jersey because Jersey is pretty
Yeah.
in the winter, you know.
Oh, of course.
So and then the whole like definitely pause, which I still believe it's going to be just like Beverly Hills. That like in a couple of months we're gonna hear the whole like we are filming, you guys.
Yeah.
Psych.
Yeah.
But the thing that they did with Beverly Hills, and that wasn't really announced, is they switched producers. So like Kyle isn't being produced this season by the same producer who has been producing her. So
They each get their own like story
Yes.
producer.
yeah, they had they
didn't know
had
that.
their own story producers. I know at one point like Carlos King was the story producer for Melissa and Teresa at the same time. So you know it differs, but what happened was, or what they felt like was happening, was that the producers and the cast were getting too friendly. So it was like the producer Kyle would say like, "Oh, we don't want to talk about that," and the producer wouldn't push because that's my friend. You know what I mean? So I think if Jersey is going to go that route and switch out some of these storyline producers and these field producers to kind of make them feel less comfortable, I would like to see a season like that. But if that doesn't give the shift, I do feel as though we've ran our course a little bit on the Housewives, only because, again, and Peter and I were talking about this earlier, when this started, it was supposed to be a peek behind this opulence, behind the gate. We were supposed to be able to go and look and see what are those rich women doing over there. We're not doing that anymore. It's one big infomercial. And listen, 17, 18, 15 seasons on TV is a long time. Like I say, we pat these women on the backs and go back to the creation room, you know?
And
I
that's
just
what
think
happened to New York.
Yeah. Well, but New York, the thing I'm so happy that they finally have a diverse group of women, like first and foremost.
So happy.
Because New York fell into a very stale, like until Ebony Williams came along, it was a stale, repetitive, rich white women that are mostly older. They were all older except for I think Kristen. I think Kristen was like one of the, which was like not relatable. Like it lost its shock value after the first couple of seasons where we saw how rich everybody was and how poor Bethany was, and then like and basically
how
like
poor Luann became.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that
Yes.
lost its, because people that weren't from New York, weren't from Connecticut, weren't from New Jersey, weren't from Pennsylvania, may not have been familiar with, like, we all knew that's how people are in New York. But people maybe down south or wherever, they didn't know that, but that got stale. So the thing I wish that New York did was keep, let's say, Leah and Ebony, or Tinsley,
God
and
damn it.
use them as the bridge.
One more time, I'm going to come to Connecticut and fight you.
I only say keep Leah because she was, not because I loved Leah, but just because she was one of the newer, younger housewives. So it would have been fun to see. No. I know. I'm agreeing. I'm just saying, like, we needed a bridge for fans to truly be happy. There had to be some elements of the previous show going into the new one. It doesn't have, like, I don't love Leah. I'm saying, like, in general, it needed a bridge, or they just should have called it something else, because the fans are so annoying with stuff like that. And you can never make everybody happy, unfortunately. That's just the
Talking
nature of the
about
beast.
unknowing. I mean, that
Yeah.
really annoys me because nobody's happy. Like, how can you
Mhm.
even be judging a show that is not even out yet? Like, if you're not
Yeah.
gonna watch, don't watch. Like, don't watch.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
But if you're gonna watch, shut up and give him a chance.
thank
No,
you.
but I grew up a Britney fan. I'm used to being disappointed because of the fans. Like, the fans would hype everything up. Like, she's gonna do this year. She's gonna release this. She's gonna be performing here, the VMAs every single summer, like
Every
the Super
year.
Bowl. Like, so I'm used to it. Like, the diehard fans, unfortunately, are part of the problem because they're so insatiable with what they want and what they expect from these people, and it's like they're kind of just setting themselves up for like disappointment. You know, it's like
True.
being on Grinder and like messaging somebody that has like just like their chest and their abs on Grinder, and you're
That's like
expecting
still sitting
you're
around
gonna like
waiting
marry
for the
this
Beyonce
person.
visuals.
Yeah, we're not gonna get those. And Beyonce,
It's
I
not
think, announced
happening.
at her tour, you're not getting anything,
Zilch.
and that's just
Zilch.
what it is. Like, you're gonna get her in a robot costume, and that's it. And that's gonna have to suffice. And if you don't like it, she's not gonna release anything else.
No,
Yeah.
remember Beyonce said, remember when I gave y'all a visuals of every single album? Yeah, this is the opposite
Yeah.
of that. All album,
Yeah.
no visuals.
Yeah, you don't gonna get nothing this time around. If you want to
and
see
she
something,
made
like
sure
it.
and
Facts.
she made
Yeah.
sure to announce it on the on her tour this season, because the first
Yeah.
thing she did was like, you called the queen for a visual, you're gonna still waiting for those visual
Yeah.
bitches, you're
Yeah,
still
she was
waiting.
like, yeah, she's like, you're not getting anything, and that's just gonna have to be what it is. But that's
Yeah.
the problem with the fans, though, is unfortunately everybody has their favorites. There's some people that just don't work for it, and some people that do work for it on the cast. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the fans are really hard to please in that aspect, and you're never going to be able to please everybody. Like, there's
Especially
physically
in
no
Jersey.
way.
Especially
Yeah,
in Jersey.
and
Jersey is one of those franchises.
The universe
where-
told me to stop talking about Beyonce. Sorry, I'm back.
yeah, that was Beyonce telling you. Beyonce just cut your phone bill.
She was like, "You're not acting like a Beehive member. Please stop."
Yes, she called. You make me want to call MCI. She called MCI to cut your phone bill.
You just found out what a pager is. Now you want to sing a song?
that was actually
It
Diana
was a
Jenkins.
beeper, first of all, and I didn't know that a pager was even a thing. Jenny and Elle will not let this go. I had no idea what a beeper was, and let alone a pager.
What?
And I was like, you could tap.
Thank
You know
you.
what a beeper is?
Of course.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you, Eddie.
And a pager.
Thank you, Eddie.
Am I high five? Am I aging myself right
No,
now?
no
or
high
what?
five.
No, Peter's older than me. I'm 33. He's 34.
I'm 29.5, and by 0.5 I mean I add the point of how many years past 29 I am. But either way, my point is I've never seen a beeper. I've never used a beeper. I've heard it like in songs and stuff. I think it's like a real thing. It's like a fax machine. I think I've used a fax machine like twice.
Anyways, I mean, I'm like so shocked that you had never seen a beeper or a pager.
No.
Like, I'm
I've
shocked.
never-
Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life.
Never. I literally. What did I even ask about it? I asked something really random about it when you guys brought it, and
'cause-
like casually, and Elle was like, "Wait, go back."
Oh no, because he said it. He was like, "Oh, what's a beeper?" And then Jenny kept talking, and I was like, "No, this man is serious." Like, and she was like, "No, I'm sorry, that's a real question." He was like, "Yeah, like what is?"
She's like, "Peter."
And then he was like, "Are a beeper and a pager the same thing?"
They are no.
They are.
they're
yes,
not.
you were.
Yeah.
They are.
They are.
I picture like the thing at Cheesecake Factory that buzzes. Is that like what it was essentially?
Oh God.
Sir, absolutely not.
That's for a different day. That's for a different day.
Different podcast.
I think we should talk
Right.
about Jersey since we all three know what Jersey really is.
Hello.
So let's talk about the wedding for a little bit. Peter, you like to talk about the makeup and stuff you have, like, I mean, what do you be honest? I'm not. I know you're coming hard on the makeup
No.
and the hair.
No. I loved all of the makeup. I was actually just saying to Elle during our pre-meeting for our filming earlier that everybody's makeup looked phenomenal. All of the girls looked so beautiful. They all looked like the bold glamour filter on TikTok.
Mhm.
Teresa looked amazing. I just could not get over the hair.
I think nobody could get over the hair.
Jen's reaction when she first saw it was my reaction. I was like, I loved the dress. I loved the way her hair was. I loved the gloves. I loved the second dress. I loved
Everything.
the thing she had on her veil. I loved everything except for I just did not I could not wrap my head around the hair.
It
Like,
was the hair, and I didn't understand the old school like stripper dancer, burlesque dancer, whatever that was.
the
With the
people in the
titties out?
martini glasses. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
purple.
I didn't understand that. I didn't
I think it was fun though.
Yeah, it was
Maybe,
like a slutty Great Gatsby.
yeah, very 1920s. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe because I'm gay, gay men, we
yeah.
definitely love our titties. So I
I
Oh
don't
don't
yeah,
know.
know.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always
Yeah, I'm just like,
like,
yeah.
wait, what? Who invite? I've never in my life, and again, I'm a Jersey girl. I done seen some shit at some weddings. I never seen nothing like that before. I was like,
I
whose
mean,
idea was it?
but
The
everything
only
was beautiful. It was all
It
beautifully
was.
done. It was just the hair for me. Other than that, it was chef's kiss, beautiful wedding,
the only thing that I
amazing.
was not okay with is with the sword swallower. I do not like any of that. Like that guy was like eating the sword and putting it like I saw that. You guys didn't notice that part. I
No,
was
I
like,
saw
Everybody
that.
makes everybody makes friends differently. It's not for me. I'm not swallowing a sword. Like in that what is Beyonce say in Lemonade song? I swallowed a sword. She says like I drank blah blah blah. I starved myself. I swallowed a sword. The sword. You know what I'm talking about? I don't
You're
like that. That's
idiot.
weird. That's something stupid that white people do. Like no one's eating flames and swords except for white people. Like no one is
I had a
trying
coworker
to
one
do that.
time at the restaurant who was learning how to like eat the fire, and like one day he came in and was like lips all burnt. He was like, "Oh, me zero, the fire one," and I was like, "Okay, dude, but you can't serve tables like that. Like
Yeah, like
your lips
we
are
had
burnt, sir. Please go work
we had a
extra."
neighbor growing up and his niece was like visiting or something and she was like a fire dancer. So she would like be in front of their house next door and she would like be doing like her like Sailor Moon, like, you know, like twirling with the flames and stuff. And I
No
was just
way.
like, okay, okay, girl, I get it. But I had so many questions. Like, how do you practice? How do you like practice swallowing a sword and not die? How do you
right?
swallow a fake sword?
How do you know that you could drop your throat like that? That's what I want to know.
That's
Like,
that's that's like throat goat mentality. That's like Nancy
no.
Reagan throat goat mentality. And the people that know go on Twitter and just look up Nancy Reagan throat goat. How did we get here? How did we
It
get to Nancy
definitely gave
Reagan?
Monica Lewinsky real bad. I don't know how we got on this road, but
Monica ain't got nothing on Nancy Reagan, and if you go on the Twitter wormhole, you will see why.
Oh
That's all I'm
God,
gonna say.
if
That's all
you
I'm
know,
gonna
you
say.
know.
yeah. Do not do
What
that
did
if you know
you
what I
guys?
mean.
What did you guys think of the makeup and the fashion?
I
I
loved it.
liked it. I love the
Right.
second dress more than the first one. I mean, obviously, I love
Yeah.
her wedding dress. I think it was beautiful. It was Jersey. That's what I liked about this wedding, and because it was truly a Jersey wedding. Yeah,
Hmm.
the big
Yeah.
hair looks a lot, but if you live in Jersey and you have gone down the shore, I'm pretty sure seeing hair taller than that one. So it doesn't shock me as much as other people, but I have to agree with the fact that I would have preferred her having a more toned down
Teresa?
hair
Oh,
with the
I thought you were
big
gonna say wedding.
no
Oh
no
I was
no
yeah, I was
like,
like,
Teresa,
the
that'll
you're
never
gonna say
hair
happen.
the
Teresa?
hair no, no, the wedding can be loud as I like
Yeah.
a very loud as fuck wedding. Like when I got
Mm.
married, my wedding was 1920s inspired too. Like it was all like
Oh, I
gold and
love
black and
that.
whatever. So I had ostrich feathers all over the place. So I like bougie stuff. I'm into all
Yeah.
of it. So but the hair, yes, I wish she had more like that. Like when she had the hair down, when she tried the dress
Mm.
or
Hmm,
with the
hmm,
daughters
hmm, hmm.
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
episode, she looked beautiful with just that normal, just like wavy hair to the shoulder. She looked stunning. The second dress, that kind of like illusion of kind of like undergarment, like corset and stuff.
Yeah.
She looked absolutely stunning. And then, I mean, Teresa, she is a very beautiful woman. I mean, she
Oh,
loves to
she's
work
stunning. Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
so she looked great. I mean, yeah.
No, she
I think
definitely
people would
served
have,
us.
yeah, people would
I
have
just
been more taken aback, I think, if she did do like more simpler hair. You know what I mean? Like if she did, like you were saying in that moment, imagine everything was the same, but she just had like more understated hair. It would have been like perfect,
people
like
would have been like, "Oh, I'm
timeless,
sorry, are you okay?"
perfect. Yeah, like you said, it's Teresa. It's what we've come to expect, and it's part of the charm that we fell in love with. So,
Yeah, I loved
you know,
also the daughter's speeches, and it was so touching. I mean, we forget that these people, even though they are reality TV stars, they also have gone through a lot behind
yeah,
the scene, in front of the camera. We saw Teresa going away, divorce, craziness in her family. So seeing that moment where the daughters are just kind of pouring their hearts out for her mom, it,
yeah, and
it
they're
was really
young.
touching.
Well, you also have to remember, like, Adriana was born on the show. Like,
Yes.
like we've known these girls for a very, very long time. And human beings, show whatever to the side, they lived all of that in real
Yeah,
time on TV with people's opinions. They didn't have the luxury of Teresa, like Marlo, right? Everybody wants to talk about when Marlo was in jail, but that didn't happen when Marlo was on the show. They lived
yeah.
all of this in real time. And I think that those young ladies have handled themselves very, very well. And to see them realize that their mom gets to have a place where she can be soft was like very beautiful to watch. I enjoyed that part.
Are you tearing up?
I wish I was. My allergies are kicking my ass.
Well,
Could you
what was the
imagine me
moment
being
where?
like, that was so
Yeah.
beautiful about Teresa? Could you imagine?
What were we were saying something earlier? Who was Melania yelling at on the phone or yelling at
Oh no,
at the
she was
wedding? There was like
yelling
a moment.
because Gabriella was crying. But it
Yeah.
was so classic. What was that, second season? Remember when Melania was having the breakdown about her pocketbooks, or when Teresa was trying to take the three of their pictures and she wouldn't stand. She was like, "Oh, I'm hot."
Yeah,
Like it was classic Marge. Like it was classic
Yeah.
Melania. To hear her 14 years later still screaming in the same pitch that we met her in, I was like, good job, bravo.
Speaking of screaming in the same pitch, how did we feel about Margaret like tearing up at the wedding? I thought that was kind of weird.
I have my very personal opinions on March, so I can be really raw and real, or I can just be soft. So I'm gonna
Oh, we don't
decide to
know
be.
her. I don't.
So I'm gonna no. I mean, I'm just saying, like I can be really really like raw with. I mean, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm gonna cut to the chase. I think March has absolutely no class when it comes down
Yeah.
to wedding etiquette. Like, if you didn't want to go
you.
to the wedding because you
Thank
were
you.
friends with the Gorgas,
Yeah.
stay home. We don't
Thank
miss you.
you.
We don't need you.
Right.
So you just gotta admit that you went to the wedding to cash a check, which is completely fine.
Yeah.
You are a cast member.
Absolutely.
You're getting paid for it. But at least
I'm here to work. That's all you could have said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have easily just said, like, you know what? We can go. No, Marge, is it not an airport? You don't have to announce the departure. We don't care.
I'm leaving because Melissa
Yeah.
wasn't invited. Like, girl,
Like,
now
bye.
she
Yeah, but
came and
did
ate
she-
this
but
$150 plate, and
Did
now
she
you want to
stay?
leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but did you stay for the food, ma'am?
Yes, like,
Because she was your friend too when you were eating the swordfish or whatever they had there.
and no, the other thing that kind of bothered me the most, like, okay, talk to Fessler about, Melissa and Jennifer. I mean, Melissa and Gorga, Joe Gorga, because they know the situation. And even though
Right.
people say that their issues as a family is very public, the fact that she was going from people to people who were not directly involved in the drama to gossip about it, I'm like, that is so nasty.
Like, that's
was
part of the problem,
giving-
dude.
It was giving
Jill
Candace's mom at the
Saren-
video shoot. Yeah, it was giving Candace's mom at the video shoot. Like, you remember when she was just like, well, and she's
How
like, oh,
much
this
did
is
she
a
pay
fun-
for it?
Yeah, where she's like, this is a beautiful set. And she's like, Chris doesn't have a job.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
what?
What does that
They'll
have
be
to do
like,
with
oh, we're
anything?
so happy to be here. And she's like, Chris cooks for a living, so I'm like,
Chris is living off of Candace. They live in my
yeah,
house.
yeah, and I was just like,
Okay, Ms. Dorothy.
no one asked. Yeah, Daddy, nobody asked. So I
You
thought
know,
that was a little weird.
you know what? It also remind me of now that it's currently airing too. I'm very torn between Danielle and Lindsay on Summer House. I mean, if you're watching Summer House, you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
And Danielle went to everybody chitty chatting about the engagement. I thought that was really tacky, and I like Danielle as finally finding her own voice and be like, "Hey, you were my friend. You just whatever." But then Danielle was invited to, well, not invited. She was there for Lindsay's engagement, who was supposed to be her best friend. And Elle, I'm trying to explain to you real quick what's happening.
No. I'm listening. I'm into it. I'm keeping up. I
Danielle
like the
is
drama.
Danielle is supposed
She's
to
like,
be Lindsay's best friend, and
Okay.
Lindsay was getting engaged to another cast member named Carl. So
Okay.
Carl did not tell Danielle, but Danielle and Lindsay were having a really rough patch. Uh, but Danielle and Lindsay have been friends for like 6 years, not just friends, best friends. So she felt in some kind of way. I agree that her feelings are real and valid because they were best friends, even though they were not in a good place. Carl should have told her, yes, maybe just let her, hey, I'm gonna propose to her. We're having a little party, whatever. So she went to the engagement party without knowing that they were gonna get engaged. So
right.
she felt in some kind of way. So she went
No, she
from
should have
friends,
felt some kind of way.
and she went from friends to friends, and like I was her best
Mm.
friend, and I did not know that it was happening. So obviously, the internet and the viewers have their feelings of who they support here and there, which is normal. So that's how I felt. I mean, I like Danielle, but that scene to me was a little tacky. That's how I felt with March, but like by 1,000%, because I do have my feels about March.
Right. But I'm
but
there that way.
yeah,
Like if I have a problem with Peter, the only person who can fix my issue with Peter is Peter. So me talking to you, Eddie, helps the situation nothing at all because the issue
yeah.
is with Pete. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm very big on like I won't speak to anybody about an issue until I speak to that one person.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's like we were saying, like I knew in the was it the finale episode where Marge and Danielle went at it, and they were talking about something completely different, and Marge brought up, "Well, this is why you don't talk. This is why you don't talk to your brother." And I was like, I was waiting for that. I was like, I knew she was going to say that because it had nothing to do with what they were fighting about, and she wanted to like cut to the bone, you know. And that's why I don't like Marge for that reason.
And that's why you'll never have anything. You'll be like this for the rest of your life. Like but this is the thing that gets me, Eddie, and I've said this 1,000 times, right? If Peter comes to you and says, Eddie, I heard that you said Leah was ugly and she smelled like trash. If you never said that, you know what I'm saying? Would you be like, Peter, you're never gonna have anything I like, blah, blah, blah. Like, because you're gonna be like, dude, I never said it. Like, oh,
yeah,
like,
yeah. She was just like, you're a piece of shit whore, and that's why your brother doesn't even like you. And I'm like,
I'd have been like, oh yeah, you said it.
About?
I'd have pissed her off at that table. I'd have been like, ooh, you was fucking.
Yeah, but that's why I think Danielle can hold her own, is because Marge is obviously the root of a lot of the
issues.
Problems.
Yes,
like on the show, and
we get to the bottom.
It's just like that song is stuck in my head forever. On her Instagram page, she posted for her birthday, and I was like, "It's classic Marge," and we like literally were like stuck on it for like months. But I don't think she needs to be put on pause. I think the same way that Dorinda and who else was put on pause, and Rinna was fired.
Yeah,
she was fired.
She fired herself and got fired at the same time.
Could you imagine drunk texting your boss like, and yeah, I'm out, bitch, and then waking up the next morning and being like, psych, and then your boss being like, yeah, no, we've already made
we good.
Well, she was cleaning up the mouse poop around her house, and she was just like, oh, Harry Hamlin, this is so bad.
Wait,
and I'm like,
what if, I love creating fake stories. What if, because you know they were trying to sell a piece of their family island. What is that? In Canada, they have some. What if they thought they had a buyer? Oh, Rinna and Harry Hamlin. Harry Hamlin has a property that was like he inherited from his family or whatever, but now it's like huge property, and they're breaking it up and they're selling pieces of it. So what if she thought she had a buyer for the property, and then and she was like, "Oh, I'm out," and then it fell through, and she was like, "Oh, I'm back." Like what?
How
Are they
embarrassing.
that wealthy? Are Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin like that
No, they're
rich?
not
Like
that wealthy though.
because
I mean,
I know
they're
poor people
rich.
that don't have mouse poop in their oven.
I mean, they're rich, but they're not like wealthy. They are not Kyle Richards wealthy. They're not Sutton
Right.
wealthy. They are rich, which is
Did you see
different.
Kyle the other day, I guess, in an interview? They were talking about the Ozempic thing, and she was like, well, I don't know why anyone isn't talking about Erica. She lost a lot of weight. Like maybe she's taking Ozempic. And
Yeah.
I was like,
No,
she
not the
seriously.
just she grabbed Erica by
yes.
the hair and
And
dragged
threw
her
her
under the
out.
Yeah.
bus.
I was like,
You
okay,
belong
ma'am.
here.
Yeah, she's like, this for the widows and orphans. She takes Ozempic. And I'm like, nobody was even talking about Eric. Like literally nobody even
Eric
said
was at
a
home
thing about
helping
Eric.
Tom because he rolled his car down the hill because it was snowing. She
It
at
was
home minding
snowing.
her business.
Eric is like, why am I in it?
Yeah, and she
So
was
why
like,
am
I
I
don't
in
know
it?
why.
How did I get into
I'll
this?
send it to you guys. That you saw Eddie, like right?
Yeah.
She was like, it was I don't know if it was a written interview but I saw the written version of it, and I was like, wait, ma'am, nobody was even talking about Ozempic, like and Erica. She was just like, I was like, wait,
The funniest part is that
I
it
would've
was
been like,
released after they filmed the finale at
yeah,
Kyle's party where Erica performed, and she was looking skinny. Like people saying, "Oh, she looks skinny," whatever. So Kyle was like, "Huh, I'm gonna use this so I can take away all the
look over
attention from
there,
me."
like yeah. I don't know.
I think the
was
thing
just
with
like,
Erica though is she's been vocal about wanting to lose weight, right? Like
Yeah.
the obvious as it's human beings is like mind your business, right? But they're on
Yeah.
Housewives. She's been vocal about wanting to lose weight and about gaining weight because of the stress. So I feel like in a public perception piece, it was like, oh, we expected her to lose weight. Nobody knew that Kyle thought she was fat, which is her prerogative. You can look however you want to look.
Right.
But it was like we thought she looked good and we thought she felt the same. And then she came out and now we could see her rib cage and we're like, wait,
Yeah,
what's
I
that?
agree.
is kind of off topic, but not really. Is Erica done with all of that stuff now, or no?
No. Just
Okay, so
because
it's
it's
not
quiet doesn't mean that it's
okay.
over.
It's not
She's
done.
done talking about it.
She's
Oh, okay,
doing
'cause-
she's doing the razzle dazzle. She learned from Chicago. You know, she's doing the razzle dazzle so people don't talk about it, but that's happening behind the scenes. So she's
Okay,
still
'cause
have her
I was-
issues.
Do you remember when she said on the show that they threw it out, and the producers are like, "Can you show us like where they threw it out?" And she's like, "Do your research."
Do your research. That's all.
I was like, okay,
Are you guys going to her Vegas show?
maybe.
Don't all speak up at once, guys.
I mean, I
mean,
don't.
unless
If I
I'm
get a
gonna
free
say
ticket,
this.
I'll go.
I'm gonna be honest with everybody who's listening, whatever, and you guys. I will not pay a dime to go to an Erica Jane show, but I am going to BravoCon, and sometimes BravoCon finds way to have a special performer, like they did with Tom and his wedding band last year. I'm pretty sure this year is going to be somebody else because Tom is not in great place with the Bravo fans right now.
No, we
So
don't
I'm sure his cover band is not gonna perform this year. So I'm thinking now that Erica is in Vegas, she's going to be the performer. So with that said,
Oh, that's
if
true,
Erica's performance in Vegas comes as an add-on for my BravoCon ticket, it comes added to it. Yes, I go and watch her lip sync to her mediocre music, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to go on my own terms.
Bravo offering tickets as part of BravoCon reminds me of like when you buy something on Afterpay and it asks you 4 times, "Hey, you were approved for Afterpay. Do you want Apple TV? No. Do you want Instacart? No.
No.
Do you want Uber Plus? No. See you in 2 weeks." You know what I mean?
No, it's
That's kind of
the
how I feel about
Amazon,
Erica
like,
Jane. Yeah.
Other users normally buy these two things together. Do you want to buy these? Like, no.
Oh, they've gotten me with that, but most of the time I'm like, no. But then sometimes like, wait, yes, like, wait, yeah, I do need that. So I can't even say that.
That is funny.
I have a question. I'm gonna get messy.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay, let me take a sip.
It's coming. Feelings about the whole social media drama during the wedding.
You know what? I actually have no feelings, and let me tell you why.
Can you give him the Teresa answer? Well, how do you feel about?
Well, how do you feel? You tell me.
Yeah,
No,
you tell me. Yeah.
I literally just started watching Jersey. Jersey was the only franchise that I had not watched as a Jersey girl.
I didn't want to give away your secret.
I know, but I don't mind telling. When I used to say it, people used to be like, but I felt as though as a Jersey girl,
that's impressive. Like, pat yourself on the back. That's a lot of seasons to watch.
Thank you. No, it was. But the spaces that they occupied, I felt were more diverse than what the cast in the show looked like. And so as an actual Jersey girl, I didn't feel like it was a representation of me. And now I've also lived in Atlanta. I went to college down there. I went to high school there. And I felt like Atlanta was a representation of what I saw in my everyday life. So that was my disconnect. I started watching it. So when all of the wedding drama happened, when it was actually happening, when Ramona posted it, all of that was over my head. I didn't even know these people. I knew Teresa, I knew Ramona, I knew Melissa. I didn't know who Dolores was. I didn't know no Jackie. I was like, what are these people arguing about? And I would scroll like I scrolled through Scandival. But now looking back, I'm like, oh shit, that shit was messy.
Yeah, I don't know, because I have been messy myself when someone has wronged me on my stories. So I've done it, so I can't say that it was completely wrong. Would I do it now? I would hope not. You know what I mean? Like, but
I would hope not. That's not even a definite. Like, you're like,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
If you catch me on the right day, I might.
Yeah, it's like impossible with Whitney Houston. Like, you might. It's not impossible for a country bumpkin to become a golden carriage. But sorry, country pumpkin. But don't get me started. Who don't believe in sensible rules? I don't think that they should have done it, but at the same time, there's so much hurt between both of them that had it been flipped and Teresa wasn't invited to something, would she have posted something? Maybe. You know what I mean? It's hard to say, because family stuff hits way deeper, you guys. Like, it's different when you just hate somebody and you hate them and then you make up with them on the show. It's like when Giselle's bored on Potomac because she has no storyline. But like, it's just like instead of getting a stylist, but you know, use that time. Get a stylist.
There are so many things that you can do to fill your time, but I digress.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Were you surprised what was being posted, you guys, or no?
I was not surprised though. Like I said, like I kind of expected it to happen. I just wish they didn't do it, just for the fact that it was just one day. Let it go. Post the next day. Have your feelings. Do the whole social media. You like the attention. We all like
that's why we're here. Like, keep it a buck. We like the attention.
We like the attention. I mean, we gotta be honest. We gotta be real. If we didn't like the attention, we wouldn't be doing any of this. So I understand. Like, hey, they want to be out there. They want the media to talk about it. They want everything to be talked. But it was just a couple hours. Maybe just keep it in the draft and post it the next day. It looks better.
But that's why I always say it's always hard for me to be fully team Teresa or fully team Melissa, right? Like me, I've been with my husband for 10 years. I got in-law drama that'll make you say Teresa and Melissa who? Okay. So I understand. I've been the wife is always the issue. I've been on that side. I've worn those shoes. I know what that looks like. I've also been on the other side of, I just came into this. Y'all had some issues before you got here, and now I'm the scapegoat because I'm the new person.
Because it's easier, you know?
Right. Yeah. So on both sides, I get how being the in-law and taking this for 19 years, and you're like, you know what, fucking, I'm done. I'm posting a picture. Somebody could say like, oh, you could have held on to that. But in her defense, it's like, I've been holding on to it for 19 years. For 19 years, I've chilled when she's had big engagements. You know what I mean? And I also understand Teresa's side. Like, listen, that's my brother. It's only one day. You should have made sure he was there. Both of those sides make sense. Both of them are valid, which is why I always say they have to just decide to do something, whether it's no contact, whether it's starting 2024, we're going to act like the rest of it didn't happen. Hi, my name's Teresa. Oh, you're Melissa. Nice to meet you. But at this point, something has to be done because both people are extremely valid depending on the person who's
Your
wearing the
side.
shoes when they're evaluating the situation.
Well,
I
remember we
agree.
said 2 seasons ago, was it? We said Elle, where like they got along. Was it when they went to Nashville and stuff?
In Nashville, yeah.
And yeah, and even on the girls' trip, like Melissa and Teresa, I almost called them Marisa. I meshed them together.
Because it could be something.
We're manifesting.
So good.
It was so great to see them be friends, but also like throw little bits of shade at each other that was funny, and they would both laugh at it. So I want them to go back to that point where they're not the best of friends, but they had each other's backs and they let bygones be bygones. And but it's tough, you know what I mean? I think Teresa really wants her happily ever after, and she deserves it because what she went through was so crazy. I can't imagine, you know, having lost a parent. I can't imagine having lost both parents. And you could tell she's somebody who is a very emotional person, and she has a big heart. Because when we were talking in our interview about how I used to watch it with my mom before she passed away, she got so emotional. Remember during
she
the
was
interview,
like, I'm
she was
literally gonna cry.
yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna cry. It was literally like she had to take a second, like, to talk about her parents, and it's tough because you want her to have her happy ending, and I understand being like, why couldn't you guys be there for my happy ending? But at the same time, I can see them being mad, like, well, why wasn't Melissa's mom invited? Why is Louis being this way towards us or whatever? And I'm not saying one person's right, one is wrong. I'm just saying, like, I could see how both sides have so much hurt, you know, and it's and the only way to really get through it, like Elle said, is to just start over because there's so much that's happened, and neither of them are going to admit to being completely wrong, even if they were.
And it's
so
19
unless they
years.
start
Who has
over,
time to unpack 19 years of bullshit? You
no,
said this. Well, I said that because you said this, and then you like,
yeah, you either start over or you don't, and that maybe that's what Bravo is. Maybe that's what Bravo is trying to make them do: is either start over or there is no show, or one of you isn't going to be on it, or both of you aren't going to be on it.
I don't care whose team you on. When Teresa looked at her and was like, "You're leaving," I'm sorry, that was a housewife eat. Like, I don't think we've ever had a housewife at a reunion look at another housewife and be like, yeah, you're done. I work for casting now, and it's a wrap for you. No Mariah Carey. Thank you.
But her reaction was, yeah, but Melissa's reaction was good too. She was like, oh, I didn't realize I was going anywhere. Like, which obviously we're not going to see how the whole conversation played out. But it's tough. You know, it's also, I don't want anybody to get too big for their britches on the show and think that the show doesn't work without them, a la Nene. You know what I mean?
Vicky.
Yeah, like Vicky. Yeah, someone actually put a side by side of them both at the reunion. Like when Teresa's like, "Don't follow me," to whoever she was talking to. But nobody's bigger than the show, unfortunately, and we've seen that. It doesn't mean the show's going to make it without them, but nobody's bigger than the show. Like we saw Nene. I really thought there wasn't going to be an Atlanta without Nene, and they managed to carry on. So Bravo,
Vicky thought there was no Orange County without her. She thought the reunion was going to end when she walked off.
Yeah, Jill Zarin. Didn't Jill Zarin cause the stuff with Bethany? Didn't she say she didn't want Bethany there and this and that? And at the time, wasn't the original issue?
Bethany got her own show, and she had already had it at that reunion. I want to say the season 3's reunion, right after she had Brynn. Yeah. And she was acting the ass, and she was disgusting. She got the talk show, and then when she came back around, Jill Zarin was like, but wait, we're doing the thing. Like, she thought she was better than us. We're here. We're doing the thing. Like, why do we need to let her back in? Which I feel is extremely valid. Like, you left.
Elle stands like, Jill Zarin so hard.
I fucking love Jill Zarin because I don't know. And I'm willing to fight about this. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Any situation. Point it out. Sis is always right.
But what do you think, Eddie? Do you think that how do you think they can move? What is next season? 15 is next season? 16?
14.
14. No,
oh, it is? Next season's 14? Yeah, literally.
14. I thought this was 15.
We all sound like we're Phaedra trying to say when she got pregnant, when she's having the baby. Like we're all like, it was like
because sometimes they take them early like that. It all depends on your pregnancy.
The fact that she even fed Kim Zolciak a moment where Kim Zolciak was the smartest one at the table made me not like her automatically. I was like, ma'am, what?
I'm like
Look,
literally,
let's open the notebook.
yeah.
Like the
that's
baby
what
is
I'm
a
doing.
hot pocket or something. Like, ma'am, it needs to
No,
cook
babies,
fully.
we're on season 13, so next season is
13, yeah. So
14.
it's 14. Yeah.
That's it. Why do I feel like it was
I
15?
know.
Well,
I definitely thought we was on
It
15.
was supposed to be 15, but it got put on pause because Teresa went away.
Teresa goes. Teresa goes away. Wasn't that the name of it?
Yeah, Teresa checks in or something.
checks in.
Checks in,
Teresa
yeah.
goes away. Goes away.
When I was
Um,
away?
when I was away. How do you think that they can move forward, Eddie, with another season
Well, I'm gonna give you
after
two
the pause?
answers. One from the perspective of producer,
Because that's what we are.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we produce our shows in our head.
Yeah.
And the other one is going to be from the perspective of a fan. So as somebody, I would say production wise, I will say, like Elle said, like either they sit down and they figure this shit out, like, hey, you guys are gonna film together, you gotta do your thing either separately or together. You're gonna either make your way to fix this on the show, or nobody's hired.
Yeah.
As a fan, I if it was comes down to hiring one housewife over the other one, I will personally hire Teresa over Melissa, just for the fact that, I mean, Melissa and Joe are great as a cast or whatever. They had a fan base and they've been on the show for a long time. But I think, from the perspective as a tree hugger, that Teresa gave a lot to the show. She
Everything,
gave
including her blood type. That's what Carlos King said.
exactly. She gave birth on the show. She went away on the show. She went through losing it all on the show and putting her life back together. Going through a divorce, dealing with their daughters growing up on a show, and now finding a new person too. Like, we don't know. I don't know Louis that much. I mean, we've seen Louis probably just for a season and a half, not even a full season or whatever. He's been sprinkle on us. So I don't have like a full opinion on the guy.
I will say that when I did see them together, and Ralph actually pointed this out to me, was he does look at her like he really, really loves her. Like when we were doing our interview over here, and he was standing like way over here, and he really does look at her like, wow, that's my wife. You know what I mean? So I can only speak to that. I don't know about his business. I don't know about anything like that. But in terms of seeing them together and seeing, obviously we see how much she loves him, but seeing him when the cameras aren't on, we're looking at her like, wow, that's my wife. Like, that was really beautiful.
I was gonna say
and
that
I love
too.
that, and I love that as also a tree hugger, right? But as a fake executive producer of this show, my brain wants to ask for season 14, what is it that Louis and Teresa can show us that we've not seen either from a couple on this show or from, like, I don't think that at season 14, with all that they have, Louis has his own business. No matter what people have opinions about, he has a business that runs independent of NBC and Peacock. Okay. And that check, he has bosses and people in what is it, sponsors and things like that he has to keep happy, and they want to look in a certain light. So there's certain things that they're not going to do that they might have done in season 10 or season 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Teresa, the same thing. Namaste Bitches has nothing to do with Bravo. So even if Bravo fails, there's still a check over there. She's got the VIP experience now. She's got,
I was
the
just gonna say,
line.
yeah, she has
There's
a subscription.
So many. She's a brand. That's what I'm saying. She's a brand now, and she has a brand to protect. Whereas season 1, Teresa, season 1, Vicky Gunvalson, season 1, really Ramona, they didn't have things to protect, and that's what we fell in love with. And so I just don't see where there's room to learn anything that we haven't even already learned and or already assumed.
Well, and she's already made her mark. I mean, she was, whether you like Teresa or not, Teresa really was the housewife that got them on like The Soup and all these other shows that like would never necessarily care or talk about the housewives. So whether you like her and your team Teresa or team whoever, like, you can't take away the fact that she really did catapult the brand into being a household name. And there's parodies, and like, everybody knows that she flipped the table. I have friends that have nothing
Don't
to do with the
watch.
Bravo universe and
Yep.
have no idea who I'm interviewing half the time. But when I said Teresa, they were like, no way, that's so cool. Like, they know her because she made the show. Whether you like her or not, she made the show. And
And then she made
it can go
international
anywhere
TV.
from
Like
there.
my mom knows who Teresa Giudice is, and she don't watch not now lick a reality TV. Like she,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean. But I also, like I said, I feel like the circle is complete. Like we it's come 360. We seen everything. We done seen Joe Giudice's PP blurred out. Like we seen it. It ain't nothing left to give.
Stuff that needed to stay in the draft. One of those. It's that one.
We also saw Mauricio's bare ass that was not blurred on an episode.
We did.
I
We
really
seen
hope
Joe
I've seen it.
Gorga's bare ass too.
Yeah.
Where was that? Yes. What trip
Yeah,
was
he took
that?
his pants down or something. On a
No,
trip.
they were in the
a
shower.
trip.
On the trip, wherever they were. This is
Camping.
when
They were camping.
I don't know why,
no.
but Joe Gorga can get it. I don't know why, but
No, there is
No.
something about him.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't
No.
know what
Leave
it
him
is.
alone, but it's something about Joe Giudice too.
No,
that
it
like,
is.
not cute, but like I get it. Like the energy.
Yeah, something
I get it.
about Joe.
I don't think Joe
Something
Gorga.
about
I always
Joe
wonder why.
makes me feel like a
Maybe because I've seen so many Joe Gorgas
No.
walking down the Jersey Shore that I don't find Joe Gorga attractive or interesting in I mean, maybe also you gotta add to the fact that I'm not a fan of Joe Gorga as a person, but him and like on the other hand, what's his face? Nathan?
Evan
Mauricio?
Goldsteiner.
No, we're talking
Nathan?
about
Oh,
Jersey
Nathan?
Boys.
No, Nathan.
He
get
can
it.
totally get it. He can
Nate,
get it.
Nate Cabral can get it.
Yes.
With
And this
whatever
segment is
type of
called
tea,
the house husbands that we would.
Yeah. My top three, since you asked, would be it would be in no particular order. Would obviously be Mauricio,
Mm-hmm.
Nate.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna say Roman from Miami because it didn't work apparently. Allegedly, that's what Joanna said. Yeah, he was like a Ken doll. Everything else looked great, but there was like no genitalia. But
So like a Kendall.
or yeah. And I guess the third would be a mix between like Joe Gorga and I know I'm not gonna say the other one, but you guys can
No, you
who are
have to
your
say
top
it.
three? I think that there's something weirdly attractive about John Barlow. I don't know what it is.
You
He's
know, you said
attractive.
that before. You definitely said
attractive.
that.
But I don't know. But he's not like obviously like Angie K's husband is like really high. He's like muscular and whatever. But there's something about maybe it's just how much he loves her and like how he's just like a cool guy and a really nice guy.
I'm gonna tell a story. When I met him, I met the Barlows during BravoCon at a private event at the Gainsborough Hotel at the rooftop party. The one that Jen Shah crashed, by the way. It was nuts.
Oh, we heard, yeah. We heard
Yes.
Cynthia on that, yeah.
But I met the Barlows, right? And I told him, I was like, John, honestly, you are, from my perspective, with all respect, Lisa, you're a really handsome man, and I think the way that you treat Lisa, it makes you even more endearing. And not only that, like when he talks, the way that he acts, it's very like so put together that is attractive. He's not he doesn't raise his voice. He talks in a very like smooth way without trying to be smooth. I think
Yeah, you know, John
Barlow
Barlow puts it down.
Got
Oh, yeah.
je ne sais quoi.
Down.
I like
yeah.
Mauricio Umansky, Evan
Mo?
Goldschneider, Mo, yeah, because I know him personally. Evan Goldschneider, and
Why'd you say it like Evan Goldschneider?
because
She said it like she goes Mauricio and
I think he's such a cutie patootie. I really do. And then
Martel.
no, it. It was season 1. It would have been Coach Shaw. I wasn't a fan of, and it wasn't even necessarily anything that he did per se. I just, it fizzled out. I'd go to Bahamas and have a fling with Joe Giudice, I would.
Ew.
I would. I'm sorry. There is something about it that I understand. Like, I don't want him being like, "Oh, my bitch of a girlfriend." Like, we don't go together real bad. But like, if it was like fuck, marry, kill, I'd fuck.
How about you,
Wow.
Eddie? I'm gonna pretend that she never said Joe Giudice, but how about you, Eddie?
Everybody always says that, and I stand by it. It's the. I think you know what? Like, I'd be effing the energy. If that
Was he Juicy Joe or was Joe Gorga Juicy Joe?
I thought he was juicy.
Juicy Joe
Is
is juicy. Is Teresa's Juicy Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when that man was cutting up sausages and packing wine to go on the run, are you dumb? I'd be like, yes, like this is
bye. Literally.
I'd be helping him pack the roadies. What are you talking about? I get it.
So I'm going to say Aaron Denise's husband. He can get it anyway, any day.
Oh yeah. Well, does he have like humongous?
He can talk about the cancer and the aliens. I don't care. I don't care.
And he always talks about them like you're dumb. Like he also doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's like you're dumb. Just like, might be.
He's like, if you had like any idea about like the neutrons, I'm not even gonna get into it. And I'm just like, because you don't know either.
Because you don't know.
Because you work in accounting.
They're like picture an infinitesimal proportion of like.
Yeah, and I'm like
you know, I'm not gonna go. I don't want to be like over your head. I don't want to suck all the air out the room, but like, you know,
it works. That's all he knows is just that word and that it works. And then we're like, that's so Raven, like that's like me. Who's your second?
Nathan for sure. And I don't know who.
Gotta get them towels.
Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Somebody's escaping my mind right now.
I know. I was trying to like go through every franchise. I was like, Jersey.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. The only thing is like Mauricio is a good-looking man, but I had never found him attractive. Never.
You need glasses? What happened?
I would totally fake a pre-approval just to have him for a loan.
Clearly, yours are broke.
Like to me, it's easier. To me, it's easier to find bravolebs, like male bravolebs, attractive than house husbands attractive, for some reason.
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can. Let's say, let's add Barlow to it. Let's say, Aaron,
I'm telling you guys.
Nathan, and Barlow. Yeah.
All right, well,
nothing is banging because he's so calm. Yeah, John Barlow, that fresh wolf is bang. That thing is banging because he's just like walking around like he doesn't prove anything to nobody. I don't care if
Welcome to Bahamas. I'd be in there, child, at least for 2 days, and then I'm out.
Guys, I was gonna ask you
to never come back.
So since we talk about the guys, since we talk about guys, name 3 bravolebs, male bravolebs that you find attractive. That's the one that I really want to know.
Does Andy count?
He's included. Yeah, you can include Andy.
Yeah, so definitely Andy. And then
but like in jeans. I don't want Andy in a suit. I want like Andy when he feels like he's cool. Like, you know?
Yeah, definitely Andy for sure.
That guy from Winter House who Giselle was messing with.
Jason.
Is that his name? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know. That's a good definitely Andy. I can see Jason. Jason definitely.
I'm going through the shows.
I'm literally Googling right now. Male Bravo. Oh my god, it's like literally on the tip of my tongue. Oh my god. We said Andy.
No, that one's my favorite.
Jason.
He's
Andy. Who, Andy Cohen?
No,
No, it's you. We've talked about him. It's Oh my god.
And what show what show?
I don't even remember because I don't watch it, but I know he's on it. Oh, the guy from Southern Hospital. There's 2 good-looking ones on Southern Hospitality. EJ, and then the other Joe. No.
Broadway.
Yes,
Joe Broadway.
They're both attractive. Yeah, they're both attractive.
Yeah. I agree, 100%.
I
Well,
don't know. I can't think of a third.
my guys are Andrea from Summer House. He is by far the hottest bravoleb
Oh,
ever.
he's like that's who I was thinking of.
He's the
He has dark
Italian
hair.
dark
Yes,
hair
yes, yes.
guy.
That's who I was thinking of. Yes, that's who it
In
was.
and in person, it's like, I mean, it's
Annoying.
so unfair how good looking he
Captivating.
is.
Ugh.
It's like unfair. I'm like, dude, like you just took away all the DNA and the genes from the whole entire planet and put in just one person.
Yeah.
Unfair.
Is he nice? Because I hate when they're nice too.
So nice. Oh, the
I
nicest
hate
person.
Because then you're
Like
like, dang, now I have
he
to take
hugs
this
and
off.
everything. He
Yeah,
hugs like
I'm like,
I like he hug you and everything. Like I like dude, like he like hugging everything. Like amazing. Like
Sorry,
such a
back
nice
up.
guy. I like
you're the one
Andrea.
holding on. I was
Let
like,
go,
sir,
sir.
back up. She's the one that's like,
Luke from Summer House 2, the one that was dating Ashley for a hot second.
He is
oh
cute.
yeah, Luke seems like a nice guy too. I think that's why one of the reasons why I think he's very attractive. He seems like a really nice person.
A fine fella.
And
Yeah.
I know it's gonna some. This is gonna sound like really disgusting because some people are probably gonna be like,
Joe
"Ooh."
Judice.
She already said Joe Judice, Eddie.
No.
I don't think that we can really.
But Kyle with the mullet, I'm like,
I do know who that is,
What?
and I'm judging you the way you were just judging me. Thank you.
I know. I'm like, I hated mullets until I saw Kyle in a mullet for some reason.
I just like pictured Joe Judice naked, and I literally just like I literally just like.
It's
Just,
like
like,
a
naked
random
with
fuck.
just,
Like,
like-
we'll be drunk on the island in Bahamas. Like, it's not like oh, we're going on a date.
You want him to stuff your sausage?
When you say it like that, no.
That sounds so disgusting.
When you say it like that, I don't want that from anybody.
She was just like, I picture you and Joe Judice running around in like white linens in whatever country he's staying on. He's not allowed to come here. And it's black and white, and you're both wearing like linen, and it's Wicked Game by Chris Isaac playing. And
I want you to leave me alone.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
actually, it's probably we're in the Bahamas, and maybe like just the white linen top, no pants, and then it's Rihanna. This whiskey got me feeling pretty. So fine if I'm impolite.
Oh my
no,
gosh.
or it would be We Ride.
No, that's too in love. Like,
Or
I'm
if-
telling
or
you,
if
I'm
it's-
like, I gotta get my stuff and go
If
home.
it's something that you want, you can make me your girl.
Why would I get that man hope like that?
What else?
Now you want me to fall in love with him.
You can dip. He can't come here anyways. I didn't make the rules. I like he can't.
Guys, before we wrap it up, I want to know your takes on the trailer for the reunion because that was hot.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
First of all the looks slayed. Every single one of them.
No, they didn't.
What? Which one didn't?
Elle, you have opinions. I want to hear them. I want to hear your opinions
They all looked good.
Okay.
Well,
because I have my own opinions too.
Jackie's was a pretty dress, but Jackie's was a pretty dress, but she's only getting a small amount of airtime anyways.
I mean,
So
if
it's
she wanted to get that full-time position next season, she needed to take those 5 seconds and leave an impact. And she gave me rejected bridesmaid. That's just my opinion. That's what my opinion.
Y'all gonna tell me this didn't give Belle? Be our
Oh,
guest.
I forgot Rachel existed. So yeah, Rachel didn't bring it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's fair.
That's
fair.
the worst.
That's fair.
That's the worst dress. In
I
that
take it
thing.
back. Okay, I take it back. You're right.
Teresa was beautiful. She was.
Yes.
I feel like we all know that, but I feel like because Teresa was so beautiful, because Danielle stepped out, because Melissa ate, we didn't talk about Dolores. But this lavender, lilac, whatever she gave us was stunning.
Even
Dolores.
Marge's dress was beautiful too, and I don't really love her like that, but that was a beautiful dress.
No, it was.
It was
yeah.
I hated her hair though. It looked like a bird nest.
Yeah, she was trying to give Teresa at the wedding, and it didn't really translate. But I loved Melissa's. Part of me was like, did I want her to keep the cape on? It was very Grace Jones almost.
I wanted her to sit there that whole time with that hood on.
With the cape. She probably wanted to. I'm sure production was like, no, it's like a sound. Remember, Jen couldn't even wear her gloves.
Yeah.
Remember
the crystals.
I'd have been like, you know where I'm from? I'm from Patterson, and then I would have threw my hood on.
It gave me Bodyguard, actually, like Whitney Houston Bodyguard meets Grace Jones. Like, yeah, I loved it. Obviously, but Teresa was hands down the best dress at the reunion. She looked stunning. The dress was beautiful. I loved her with that. I wish she had that hair for the wedding. I love that hair.
I'm 33 and I wouldn't wear what Teresa had on. So the fact that Teresa has it and has the body is like,
yeah.
Like I can't. What did you think? Who is your worst and best dressed?
Best dressed Teresa. I agree. I mean, I think the sentiment all across the board was that Teresa, at least as a look, as a whole, it works perfectly fine. It's amazing. She looks great. Her body's banging. I love the haircut. I think it's like you never expect that from Teresa, and that's why I was like happy about it too. You always see Teresa with the same long hair, with the waves and stuff, the same hair that do pretty much every single season.
Or like that pin straight.
Yeah.
So ever since she stopped wearing the curly. Which I would love curly Teresa back. I feel like curly Teresa ate.
Oh yeah. And flip tails too.
Y'all didn't want no smoke with curly Teresa. None at all.
My worst dress is Rachel. Like I'm like,
yeah, I forgot. I'm kind of mad. I forgot.
I feel like she had like a 6 o'clock appointment at the reunion in a 9 p.m. at the cosplay Disney low budget theater show.
But she was she was the understudy. And she's just like praying.
Not even the main.
Her ankle. Yeah, she's praying. That she breaks her ankle. She goes around the town like all these happy people. I need to send you. Somebody made If Belle Was from Miami, and it's this like Spanish girl like narrating the whole thing, and she's like something all these papi chulos, and all the guys like hollering at her, and they're like Puerto Rican, and it's like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I love it. No, she was definitely Belle. She was.
I will send it to you. It's so funny.
Yeah. I'm excited for this reunion because I mean, based on the trailer, I mean, obviously it's going to be very divided reunion. We know that it's going to be very Team Teresa, Team Melissa. The internet is gonna be at war pretty much, and that's expected. But
let her talk.
But I'm like, I'm happy that it's going to be like old school reunions, like because like back in the day, I mean that's what people forget sometimes. New Jersey has never been like Beverly Hills, has never been like OC where people like yell for like a second and then just like go into like these like phases. No, it was back to back, calling each other's name, like I mean
receipts, like.
Yeah,
listen,
iconic
take
Teresa.
me back to Danielle Stubb with the white beater and the gold mini skirt. Like I want Teresa
and the bad
pushing
extension.
Andy.
Yeah,
I want.
Was she pregnant? Was she pregnant at that reunion?
Danielle or
no, child. Those eggs are what eggs?
Oh, that's
she no, Teresa, wasn't she pregnant at that reunion?
No, that next reunion.
The next, yeah.
Okay. She went home
when she pushed the snot out of Andy. No, she wasn't pregnant.
That's iconic.
She's like, you don't know.
Poor Andy almost like tripped. I fell the chair. I mean, that man knew that moment that he could not handle Teresa.
I didn't love when he yelled at her though, but we also don't know the full context of the clip.
Yes,
but for him to like freak out like that, it must have been annoying.
I want to wait until the full episode airs before I make my own opinions on it. Yeah. Obviously, I do agree with the fact that Andy needs to either take a Xanax before going on the stage or handle his anger, whatever, in a different way, because at the end of the day is the boss, so it doesn't look good when the boss is yelling at the talent in front of a camera, because it can either read like he's over it or he's biased. You don't want to do that if you are the host
either way
of
it's a
conversation,
Yeah.
So,
But we've been saying that for a minute, that it's time for him to relinquish his reunion title. He's too close to it. He's executive producer. He produces these girls. Like,
I say we bring Nicki Minaj for every single reunion.
that was so random.
I love
that was the most random thing ever.
Where she goes to Mia, she goes, "How do you know I don't have $100 million?" She's like, "Because I know you don't." And then she was like, and then she goes,
"I know $100 million when I see $100 million, and that don't look like $100 million."
Would you have? What'd you say? Would you have, when you got with Ray? You know, you were messing with them, bro. It was just like, oh. I live for Nicki at the reunion, and then she was like, I sent you a clip last night where she has them all like snap, so Candace can start.
Oh yeah.
Off, and she's like,
I love Candace though. She, believe it or not, she is the housewife that completely made like 180 on my book, because I wasn't very candy cane or whatever, but when I met her at BravoCon, I was like, girl, you're so nice.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't expecting that. So
y'all been sleeping on my girl Candace, and I've been telling y'all since season 1 that she that.
No, I've loved her since the beginning. Yeah.
She's amazing. She's awesome, and her performance at the Legends Ball was, to me, like, it was so fun. I loved it.
So good.
You guys are going to BravoCon this year, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Fingers
I want
crossed.
to see you guys there.
I hope so. When do tickets go on sale? Do you know?
Based on what I have like lurk around the streets.
What the streets say, friend?
Yeah, we're like, what they say, friend.
It's supposed to go on sale mid-summer, so I will say July.
When you did your mouth to say, I thought you was gonna say Monday. I was gonna say, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not going.
We're not going.
Midsummer. I'm already booked. I already booked my hotel, my airfare, everything is paid.
That's what I might do the hotel at least, and then because worst comes to worst, you cancel it if you don't go.
That's right.
But Bravo, if you're listening and you want us the three of us to be on a panel for you, we might be available. We might be able to hum a few bars.
We're available. We can fit it in after we do
Let's
Jenny's.
manifest it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I've been having this manifesting idea since on Sunday. I don't know if you guys watch Summer House. Martha's been here. Jordan was at Watch What Happened Live, and she brought to Watch What Happened Live a photo that she took with Andy 10 years ago when she met him at a book signing. And she said, like, if this is not manifestation, I don't know what it is. I mean, it is true. 10 years ago, she was like, I'm going to be, part of the Bravo universe.
I met Andy in either 13 or 2014.
Oh, so then we're going.
It's coming.
So that would mean that it would be, because John Arthur Hill was following me on my old Instagram, and I was like, I really want to come see the show. He's like, come, and then we got there, and then my best friend Stephanie from New Jersey, we didn't think we were actually going to meet him, and then everybody just left. Like, he left. There was Cynthia Bailey and Bevy Smith were the guests. And everybody left, including Andy. So we're the only ones in the room, and then we go to leave. And the other John, the producer, came in, and he was like, "Where are you guys going?" And we're like, "Home," because like everybody left. And he's like, "No," he's like, "Andy's just like freshening up. He's gonna be right back so we can meet you guys." And I was just like, and then we met him, and then like I remember he wrote down his number on a piece of paper, and I lost it. I literally was just like, why?
No.
Maybe
cut
to
Andy at home. Later. Like, I met this guy Peter. I gave him my number. I told him to call me, and he never did. So we meet him again. I'm like, I've been waiting on you.
Yeah, I'm sure Ralph will be thrilled. The bartender was an Atlanta Falcons player because I pointed him out to me. They're like, "How the fuck do you know that he plays for whatever team?" I'm like, because he was the bartender. Because he was the bartender on Watch What Happens Live. It was after.
I thought you knew while he was. I thought you got there and was like, "Oh, that's the wide receiver for the Falcons." I was like, "For real, Peter?"
No, I bet he is though.
But he's a good Kiki.
He's a good Kiki.
Well, so I hope I see you guys at BravoCon.
I hope so too. Sure. This was so fun. I've never been live on YouTube before. So
yeah. Oh, so I pop your YouTube live cherry.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been live, Elle, on YouTube? Oh, you okay? Well, damn. Okay.
No co-host. I've never been live on. It's my first time with
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
there we go. There we go. She knows how to. We know how to like appease each other.
It's a
Well,
good
guys,
marriage.
thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you
It,
for
it was
having
a,
us, guys.
it
We
was
have
a
to have
fun
you on our
ride.
podcast.
Was
Did
that?
we do okay? We can't wait to
Oh,
have you. I said on our show too.
yes,
So we'll
yes.
make
I,
that
I, I
happen.
would love to. That would be fun. And
Yes.
guys, I want you guys to take this like moment to promote your social medias and tell people to to find you guys because you guys are awesome.
Take it away,
Oh,
Peter.
thank you, friend. Um, so obviously you guys can check out our podcast, Hot Topics, HAUTE Topics, Hot Topics podcast on Instagram. It's streaming pretty much everywhere right now. We're working out some kinks to have it literally everywhere. But we have like I think 7 episodes so far, 6, 7
Mhm.
episodes. A new one drops on Friday with Ebony K. Williams. And yeah, on Instagram, Ella's Housewives and Chit Chat, as well as TikTok, and I'm Peter Expanos on everything. And you'll be seeing a lot of the three of us very soon. I feel like so.
Very soon.
Fingers
Very soon.
crossed.
And you guys, as I always say every single time, the best way to show us love is just to go to our podcast, subscribe,
Of
rate,
course.
because the best way to support your favorite podcaster just literally just by leaving a rate is the only way that we can thrive in this universe of the Bravo universe. Also, like I always say, you can find my tea on Martini with Eddie on Instagram, on Twitter, my YouTube channel. If you want to join the conversation, as you can see, many people joined today. I appreciate you guys. I see you. Thank you for the love and support. We love you. And we are going to keep talking about crazy Bravo stuff because tonight the reunion for Vanderpump Rules stars, and it's going to be a crazy one, and we will be
Doozy.
chatting about it. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And uh,
Yeah.
I always say bye besties at the end of my show. So I want you guys to say at the same time with me. So I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to say bye besties, okay? Just give me 1 second. And 1, 2, 3. Bye
Bye,
besties!